sitting out there. Like, nah, we're wasting people's time, man. You got to tap in. If you're going to tap in early, but make sure that you tap in. This is the weekly tap in. Your boy, Duane Cofield, tapping in, man. Hope all is well. Welcome. It's been one of those weeks, man. It's raining in LA right now, man. So I just got finished doing a tour. Went really well. Had some people visiting in from the DMV areas. Shout out to DMV. Maryland, Virginia, Delaware, that whole area, DC, all that. What's up? What's up, my brother? All right. I see you. Everything is gravity, man. We just chilling, man. Just got finished. Like I said, just got finished with a tour. I don't know if some of you guys know, I actually have a cannabis tour company in LA. So when you guys are coming to LA, make sure if you guys want to talk one-on-one or whatever, man, tap in with me, man. The company's called Med Tours LA, man. I'll put it in the comments so you guys can actually see it. But when you guys come to LA, if you guys want to learn about cannabis, the whole LA scene or whatever the case may be, tap in with me. I got a bus, so if you got more than one person, you got 6, 7 people, we can make that work. I take you to a dispensary. We do the tour. Just got finished doing South Central tour. So you want to see where Nipsey Hussle got down. You want to see his neighborhood. We hit the jungles also where Denzel told everybody King Kong ain't got shit on me. We hit that spot. We take you to where Craig and Smokey smoked they joint. So we do all that. That's my little cheap way of getting press. So excuse me, man. But 6 o'clock. So now we go from actual conversation to what we came to talk about. What I'm gonna get into too. So we weren't too off topic with me talking about Mad Tours because that's going to be my origin story at the end of this broadcast. But this week I want to talk to you guys and follow up on the 600 that we're all getting ready to get. We're all about to get $600, but from what I just understood from a pretty reliable source, that may go up to $2,000. Now you're talking going from $600 to tripling that now. And we had a conversation about how we could start an LLC, how we can start our corporation, how we can develop our logo, how we can do all these things under $600. You can probably do it for about closer to $500 and still have some change in your pocket in order to make something jump. So I know a lot of you guys want the easy way of doing things, but I tell you, the best way to build a business is one step at a time. And the way you want it to be done, it's easy to try to do what somebody else is doing, but it's really difficult to create a brand in your own lane. So I teach this stuff as well. I teach it at California State University, San Bernardino, and California State University, Los Angeles. So I teach marketing and social media. So I'm not just pulling this stuff out my ass. You know what I'm saying? Just FYI. I know a lot of you guys, how do you, nah, man, I do this stuff. I sold D, but I also got down in the school books as well. So which kind of gives you guys the best of both worlds. I'm not just pulling something. I'm not trying to twist you guys. You see, I'm not trying to sell you guys. Most guys, oh man, buy my course, man. Listen, man, we'll get, if it comes to that point, talk to me or whatever. But I'm not talking about that now. I'm talking about what I can give you guys in terms of something that you guys tangible that you can use right now when you get that $2,000 in your pocket. And it's not buy my course. It's build you a business, right? Because if you build a business, the thing about it is going to be somebody around you, whether it's a nephew, cousin, or whatever the case, who's going to see you building that business as well. And they're going to get ideas, right? You're going to always, no matter who you're around, you're going to influence them in a positive or a negative way. So when you get this $2,000, what are you going to do with it? What are you guys going to do with it? 600 to $2,000, what you going to do with it? I know some cats might go buy jewelry. I feel that, man. Gold is expensive, so you can get it for a good deal. Flip that. I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? What else you guys going to do with it? I want to see some stuff in the comments, man. What are you guys going to do with that stimulus once it comes in? So some of you guys I can see. So tap in with me. Talk to me about it. I tell you what I would do. I told you guys how to flip that other 600 and turn that into a legitimate business. Now that you're getting this additional blessing, this is how God works, and this is how the universe works. You guys really need to pay attention to this. When you start to think even on that path to success, whether it be to build a business or whatever the case may be, when you start to develop that mindset and start to formulate your intent to go that direction, the universe starts to provide, right? In situations like this, where your 600 turns into $2,000 now. And if you got a spouse, if you're married, y'all got 4 bands together. right? If it goes to that point, if you don't, if it's just you and they give it a 600, that's 1,200, right? So if you need inventory, perhaps you can lean on the wife. Hey, look, I got everything. I got the LLC done. I got a logo. Help get her involved. If you have a spouse or a girl that you believe in, she's not you know what I'm saying, just whatever, get them involved. I promise you, it's some of the best advice you're going to receive because they're going to be honest with you. They ain't going to be the type that's hating on you, one, because they with you, and then two, they give you really good advice because they're customers. So if you got something, an idea, a logo, no, that ain't cool. Get their opinion, get them buy in, right? Because that's going to be the person that when you lay down at night and you having a rough day, right? Nobody's buying your stuff or whatever the case may be, or you just not your phone ain't ringing. That's who you're gonna be crying to, and they're gonna be the ones that need to speak life into that ass, right? And you're gonna need people to speak life to you when you start to make this transition. I promise you that. And the reason being is because you're gonna have so many things going against you. One, the enemy's gonna rush you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Just mark that off your checklist. When I start to make my transition, the enemy's gonna rush me, right? And that's just to see if you're serious about it. God may not do, he's going to intervene. He ain't going to let nothing happen to you. But at the same time, the enemy's going to rush you. It's going to hit you with a blow that you didn't even expect. It's going to throw you off. When I first got my bus, it was all kind of stuff, right? The bus, the engine, it was just mad drama. And it was to discourage me from actually seeing if I was serious about my dream, seeing if I was serious and if I had the fortitude to actually pull through. And when I did, I kept persevering, man. I just dropped, if you guys take a look at it on the video on the Drug Dealers to Businessmen page, I just dropped a video for Nipsey Hussle. And one of the things that he said in that video was, man, the difference between me and everybody else was I didn't quit. I didn't quit. I went through every emotion that you can name that you go through, right? Highs, lows, sad times. It sucks. I want to quit. I was just going through a fight with my insurance company. I had to get 1.5 million in insurance. It's expensive as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, homie, you know what I mean? And I was even telling my wife, damn, is this what I should be doing? You know what I'm saying? Should I still be doing this? Cryptocurrency, I'll answer CJ and I'll get back to what I was thinking about. Cryptocurrency is the best way to flip your stimulus check. Got to understand what crypto is first. Yeah, and one of the things I'll suggest, if you guys want to understand how cryptocurrency, there's and I'll pull it up real quick. It's called Wait, But Why? And he takes you. It's a blog. Let me write this in here. Wait, But Why? And I'm gonna share it with you guys. It's this dude named Wait, But Why? He has a blog, but he writes in such detail that if you want a clear, real, yeah, long live the hustle. Indeed, my brother. I see you, AD. What's up, homie? He talks about cryptocurrency in depth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the let's see, crypto, and I'm gonna put the link in the comments so that you guys can see. Let me see if it's it might be Bitcoin. Let me see, archive. Let me just check. All right, because he writes in long form about SpaceX. Let me find it. He writes in real big detail about certain things, and he wrote a really long blog post about cryptocurrency. And just because he wants to understand it, so the dude just writes, "Oh my God, there's so much stuff that you wouldn't believe." It's like, man, this is long form for real, but it's detailed, and it's something that I think I should share with you guys. One of the things I say about our community we got to get better at is sharing information. We're not good at that, man. We will floss on somebody, but we won't share any information. Cryptocurrency. What is it? It's Bitcoin or Bitcoin. Wait, but why? Tim Urban. Let me try to find it. I can't find it right this second. But the guy's talking about it. I'll try to find it before this is over with, or at least try to share the link once I finish with the whole broadcast. But the whole thing about it was he goes into detail about it. So one thing I will advise, Castaway, if you're thinking about cryptocurrency, something like that, understand it. Do your homework on it. Try to understand that there's plenty of information out there if that's the best move. I'm not advising anybody. I say what I would do, because when you advise people, it's subjective, right? Everybody has their own form of luck or their own form of random good things that happen to them or random bad things that happen to them. So serendipity, that's what I was the word I was looking for. So people just, and one of the things that people won't tell you in terms of being successful is half the shit is luck. Half the shit is timing, right? It's just timing. Right, Bill Gates, you want to talk about these mega multi-million, like they was geniuses? No, he happened to be born in Washington. His dad was like in that mix or something like that. And so he went to the best schools, who had access to computers earlier than everyone else did in the nation. So he was able to get a chance to have it. That was it. Like, and a lot of people, oh, Bill Gates is the guy. He's the guy because of his time, like where he was at the right time. So don't trip if your time hasn't come yet, is what I'm saying, right? Be patient with that. But you could go into cryptocurrency. I know some homies bought Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Stock. I'm always one to figure out which one is your best move. What do you shop at? What brands do you believe in? Do the research on them. Go to Yahoo Finance. You can go to Yahoo Finance and put in anybody's title and get that. Or you can go to TD Ameritrade, set up an account. You set up an account at TD Ameritrade. When you type in a company, it gives you the time, it gives you the stock number, it gives you everything that you need in order to make a rational decision, right? So that's something you can do. But me personally, I'm flipping a business. I'm buying inventory with that. One of the things I was considering, I just got off the. If you guys haven't listened, make sure you guys listen to that Lolo's Chicken and Waffles episode with Larry White Jr. Man, fascinating. He gives a lot of game in that one. You're looking at restaurants, you're looking at starting a restaurant, you know somebody that has one, you got to listen to this brother's conversation, because it'll inspire you. But he'll also talk about the times where it didn't go good, right? Where he had to hustle, where you had to go out there and walk, and he was putting papers on cars and papering up parking lots and doing everything by hand, solo dolo, which you have to do in the early stages. A lot of people forget that part, right? But that's the part that you have to spend time with. You got to dip in early, right? And you gotta put in the work. There's no shortcuts to success. So when you hear that story, you'll realize how long he's been in the game, how long it took him to get to that Lolo's in Scottsdale. Lolo's in Scottsdale. He talks about the $2 million building, right? So you can go from that. We just left Earl's Grill. I just left Earl's Grill on Crenshaw, talking about that story, how they started off as a hot dog cart. Shake Shack started off as a hot dog cart. So what I'm saying is, you got an idea. Some brothers on the corner, when you get off on 100 off the 110 and Rosecrans, some brothers selling egg rolls right now. If they do it right, they can create a brand with that, because no black people are selling egg rolls, funky, tight, whatever kind, shrimp filled with cheese. You know what I'm saying? They're not, Asians aren't necessarily deviating from whatever it is they make. So you can come in with a splash and start that. Them brothers are sitting there on the corner with a tent, a fryer, and that's it. How much did that cost? Probably less than $2,000, right? So when you talk about building a business, you start off with your foundation, right? To make sure that you're nice, make sure that you're set up right, your LLC, your DBA. And if you don't know what those are, go ahead and listen to that our last weekly live, where I talk in detail about it. But you setting up your LLC, your DBA, Secretary of State, all these different things that you need to set up. Then you go and do some stuff like that. You go get you a little fryer, right? Or you go get you a little something, whatever it is your hustle is at that particular time. Cooking is pretty easy because ain't nobody making no fire shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. You go, most of it's Instagram famous, right? Put the cream on it real crazy, and all of a sudden you got some really good food. So it's not difficult to get into the game. I'm just telling you guys. So that's something to consider right there. But me, myself, I was already thinking, because I make grilled chicken tacos, and I got a place that marinates it amazingly. So if I ever wanted to get in the game and make tacos, I can shut these cats down, because I guarantee you they're not getting it from the same place I'm getting it from. And I know to use mesquite to smoke it. So it gives it the smoky meat. So if the hustle gets bad, I'm already considering how can I freak a taco shop? How can I freak it? How can I start it? How can I start it on the side of the road? What do I need? The Mexicans out here are inspiring me, right? Because as soon as it becomes 5 or 6 o'clock, you see 4 or 5 different taco shops sitting on the side of the road. You go down Western, you go down Normandy, you name it, they set up shop. And them cats, you notice a lot of these restaurants that are now name brands and staples started off like that, as burrito trucks. So the hustle can start early, right? Gave you guys the origin story. Man Tours LA, the tour company. We started off in a Camry, in my green Camry that's downstairs right now. I remember we had 2 clients in the back. They were like, "Is this your personal car?" Yeah. You got to start with what you have. What's one of the best quotes I ever heard was start with what you have right where you are right now. Well, whatever you have. There's not going to be a better time. I read another quote, right? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second best time, right now. So get cracking. What are you waiting on, right? Government out. Yeah, you got to be able to change lanes, homie. Indeed, you have to. And if you don't know how to change lanes quick, you'll get stuck in traffic. Everybody knows that. You'll get stuck in traffic real fast, right? So you got to be able to switch it up on them. But you got to take the advantage of the time, right? Because things are serendipitous, right? So I talked about Bill Gates a little bit earlier, right? How now had he been a goof off, had he been a somebody who was just like, man, whatever, he wouldn't have saw the opportunity there. Just like a lot of these internet millionaires, they were in school at that time, right? That's why it was just one of those things. When the internet was taking off, they were in the laboratory, right? So a lot of us weren't in the laboratory at that time. So don't take it personal. You just got to get in the lab. You got to stay in traffic in order to get in traffic. I know that kind of sounds weird, but you got to stay in traffic. You got to stay, what they call it in like teaching. You got to stay in the current, what they call currency. You got to stay in the trade, basically. So you got to find your way to, you got to find a way to stay in the mix. You know what I'm saying? You got to put some code. What you said? I got some code. Just got to put it into play. Yeah, and this is the time. I'm gonna tell you like this. You have to experiment, brothers. You got, man, test the waters. They call it poking the box in computer language. You got to poke the shit out that box and try it out, right? One of the things that Jay Prince said, man, he believed in it so much that he was willing to die for it. Nipsey Hussle said the same thing. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna get rich or die trying, like 50 said, 100%. You got to believe in yourself, man. What you gonna gamble on your job? Oh man, I can't wait for these cats to kick in. Man, they looking at you like, man, we trying to figure out how to trim this budget, right? And meanwhile, people setting their whole existence on a gig. You gambling, homie. You putting all your money on them. You ain't gonna put it on yourself. I'm gonna try me first, dog. And right now, we got everything is around us, man. We got the internet, books are available. Podcasts, cats like me are kind of just a step away. You can get me live every Monday and ask me whatever you want. And I go teach students and stuff like that too. And I'm constantly learning game. I'm constantly trying to step my game up. So when you got somebody like that, this is called a power circle, right? A winner circle, whatever they call it. But this is a group where iron sharpens iron. Where every week we get together and we pound it out. What we got going? This is what I got going. This is what I'm reading. This is what I'm up to. This is what I got cracking. Right? We have to be like that. We got to be village again, right? We done got separate from all that. We talk about that stuff, but we got to be about it. We got to share game, not sell game. People always say game is sold, not told. Where do you think you got game from? Oh, I bought it. Did you? Oh, shit. Really? Because last time I checked, God was handing it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that people miss, man. You buying game from this cat, he getting it from God. All you got to do is ask the same damn questions. The problem is, though, we don't know what questions to ask when those people are in our face. When somebody's willing to give us game, nobody wants to ask the question. I'm like, man, ask the question. Right? When I got Prince on the phone, right? I ain't asking, man, so what's so is the wine bomb? I'm asking mental questions. I can go ask Total Wine and more and Bev Mo if the wine's any good. But I got him on the phone. I'm going to ask him the questions that can have the most impact on the most amount of people, right? What was your mental state of mind, dog? Right? When I'm talking about Larry White, how did you come up with it's hard to build a damn restaurant and a successful one. This cat got one in Dallas, Vegas, 3 in Arizona. He got another brand called Monroe Hot Chicken and another breakfast spot called Brunch and Sip. Come on, man. They don't build cats like that, man. When they're willing to sit down and spend time with you and give your audience free game, you better ask the right questions. right? Because you're accountable, right? Just like we're accountable for our homeboys. I spit that all the time, man. When you a leader, just like all you cats, all of y'all got nephews, y'all got somebody looking up to you, man. You hella responsible. So you got to make yourself a success. You got to go learn stuff for other people that are following you. So you got to be that guinea pig to go out there and say, man, I tried that, man, and bring it back. What WB, the boys call them the talented 10th, right? You go out, learn the game, come back, bring it back to the village and teach everybody, and we all bubble and ball. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's why I'm on here every Monday, tapping in. I just got off my bus, literally grabbed 2 tacos for my wife, and it was like an OJ handoff. Dog, 2 tacos, boop, up here. Let me set up my live. My cast is here. You know what I'm saying? Got to tap in with them. You feel me? So it's consistency, which I talk to you guys about struggling with. So by me showing up, this is part of something that I'm working on with myself. Is showing up and being consistent, because that's part of success, is being consistent with whatever it is. One of the other books that we talked about, right? Automatic Habits, or I think it's Automatic Habits, or believe it's Automatic Habits. I have it downstairs. I'm reading it. I got my garage as well. But that talks about how to be 1% better every day. Just 1%. That doesn't require a lot of effort. 1%, right? Start to develop habits and routines that just make you 1% better, right? And these little small things, these little adjustments don't require a lot of tools, don't require a lot of heavy lifting. It just requires you to pay attention to what you need to change. Let me go do this, right? So I'm started getting into kickboxing. You know what I'm saying? I started getting into kickboxing. So I'm starting to do that a little bit more often. I'm dabbling with it, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? I can do it in my living room. I can turn on the YouTube page and I can go from there. So these little things, that's going to make me a little bit better. It's easy, so I don't have to rush to the gym. I can do it in my house, pop on my YouTube. Living room's big enough. Let's get cracking. Let's get some kicks going. And I burn my calories, right? But I'm developing these habits. I'm developing these habits every single day. I read a chapter, right? So I read a chapter. I got Automatic Habits on my phone. I mean, on Audible. But I read a chapter every day because I'm trying to get in the practice of being a reader, right? So when you talk about changing, you got to change how you identify yourself. And that's what that book talks about. So I'm turning myself into a reader. I got to write every morning. I got a journal. Where's my journal? Right here. I keep it close. And I'll talk to you guys about that. This journal I'm finishing up. And then we got the oak journal right here. So I keep journals around me, man, because you got to get your thoughts off, man. You might have a really dope idea and shit, your mama call right at the same time, right? She doesn't mean any harm, but you may forget the idea. So it's important for you to have tools beside yourself so you can write this stuff down and start to pursue these. That's another important thing. This one is the key right here. Write your shit down. Please do. Write it down with the intent that it's going to be done, right? And watch your subconscious work. Your subconscious is something else, homie. You won't believe how powerful it actually is. When you write stuff down, your subconscious actually really starts to believe it, right? And the universe, for some reason, is over your shoulder like ear hustling, homie. And when you write that down, the power of that connection, I'm about to do this, I see this, and you go into detail. It's almost like a vision board. If you guys are familiar with the vision board game, right? You got to put pictures up in order to what you want to see, right? And it'll become what a reality. Same thing holds true with the power of your words. That's why it's so important. 4 Agreements. You'll hear me talk about that with Don Miguel Ruiz's book. Excellent book. Highly recommended to all of you guys. I don't care if you guys, however you feel, get that book. It'll change your life because it talks about speaking the impeccable word. And what the impeccable word is, you can't speak negative, especially about yourself. Oh, man, I don't know that kind of stuff, man. I was never good. Words have unbelievable power, brother. Unbelievable power. And people talk, they self-deprecate themselves and whatever the case may be. And it's like, homie, since the world is listening, why not speak positive, right? Since it's listening. And matter of fact, it's not only listening, it's going to actually start to perform for you, right? You remember the game? I told you guys this and I talk about it a lot, man. When the police is, I'm like, damn, man, I know one time about to get behind us. You nervous? You're like, man, your mind start to drift. You on the freeway. You with it, back full, man, I know the police gonna get behind me. Sure enough, bloop, because you thought it into existence. Same thing holds true for positive. You can do this. You got the same superpowers, homie. This is the part I keep trying to tell y'all, man. Tap into your superpowers, and that's one of them, man. D-boys, we got special superpowers. We got like a sixth sense or something like that, dog. We could detect danger. We can detect all kind of stuff, man, because of our exposure to this at such a young age, man. A high power, high level exposure. Those who have indulged, those who haven't, who lived a different type of street life, you know what I'm talking about as well. So why not take advantage of it, right? This right here, what we doing right here, this interaction, this village that we trying to build, right? This is going to be an iron sharpens iron, period, all the time. High level, right? We're going to make cats step up to our level, right? We don't have to go down. I don't have to do what other cats do, right? I don't need to, I'm not going to wear any jewelry. It's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in that. Other brothers do, and I ain't knocking them for that, man. I'm nowhere near knocking them for that. I believe in that at that time when I was that age. Now I'm trying to build businesses and build legacy. I'm working on legacy. That's a different game, whole different game. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to work on, because the time that we put into this game, the time that we actually put into this this crazy game, it's not going to go without somebody recognizing it, dog. It's not going to go without teaching a lesson. That's the key to this, man. We got to take advantage of what we went through, right? Everybody has a story, right? You look at Vincent Bragg. You guys ain't listening to that episode? Yo, Vincent Bragg, man, listen, man. Dude is doing different stuff. Jay-Z, Rockefeller stuff, Mike Tyson, he did that. Man, I don't even think that's out yet. So that's getting ready to drop. Why shouldn't you guys see that one? You know what I'm saying? So this cat, how in the world you set up a network of convicts and getting them paid for ad campaigns, right? That's a different kind of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't realize what kind of, and this brother sat down with me for a long ass time and gave me game and told me his story. And this is what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And these cats, all of that's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, I'm trying to give you guys the best businesses, the best business minds who got the best businesses. Jay Prince with the record company, my boy Ellis with the credit. He do credit too. So cats suffering on credit, you got to understand personal credit is tied to your business credit. You're kind of the cosigner, they fall back on you. So all this type of game, you know what I'm saying? But inventory, let's get back to that conversation. What you going to do with the rest of your 2 racks, right? So we talked about the LLC, all that stuff. So now you should have, if that happens, you got another $1,400 to play with. Now this is when you get inventory. If anybody knows, if you're doing clothing, there's a thing called drop shipping. And if anybody's not familiar with drop shipping, it means you can set up a website and have somebody else fulfill the orders for you. Your main thing is marketing, right? So that's when you need to learn about that. And there's guys out there that will teach you how to do that on podcast, on YouTube. Between those two, there's enough game right there. You don't have to pay anybody shit. I promise you that. Between YouTube and podcast, you should be good. And Google searches, right? Anything else, and I can dig it. I get it. We want a shortcut. But a lot of times, sometimes the long way is the best way, because it gives you time to think and figure shit out on your own, right? Everybody can't recreate their own magic because it was luck. It was just a time. And if anybody's got to sell you a game, they pull that shit like, let me hold it behind my back before I tell you anything. When you get it, you're probably going to be disappointed as well, right? Because anybody understands how the world works, understands that, man, I got to keep pouring my cup into other people's cup, or God's going to stop filling mine up. Dig that one. You know what I'm saying? I got to be that man at the party that, hey, man, I got bottles here. Who needs game? Who needs game, man? Because God he just keeps giving it to me. Every time right when I think my shit is empty, like I'm done, he like, nah, man, a boatload's coming. You want it? It's right here. I'm like, for real, man, go just get the game off. Just tell them everything. Tell them everything you know. Don't worry about it. You good. Don't trip. Man, trust me. And that's where most cats mess up. They like, oh no, I gotta charge this cat. I gotta act like it's my last meal. I got it. Nah, man, you can't. Nah, brother. It's easier than that. God got me. And once I realized that, that's why I don't mind telling everything I know. What else y'all want to know? You can have it for free. Everything. I'll tell you how I started the haircut. I'll tell you how to start everything. Doesn't matter because I know I can do it again. And the thing about it is, I'd rather teach you the bones rather than here's how I did exactly. No. Foundation. Focus on the foundational points because those are going to be the most important because you're going to have to do your own flavor. You're going to have to do your own flavor. You're going to have to make it unique, right? It's called differentiation, right? There's two ways you can penetrate a market. There's two ways, price or differentiation. And unless you got a boatload of whatever, or you're manufacturing it, or you got the hookup on a certain raw material, price is probably something you don't want to funk with. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay over into the differentiation zone where I can differentiate. What can I build, right? Are they cooking fish like this? Do they do things like this? Can I create an avenue for myself? As AD put, can I create a lane? Right? Can I stay in my lane? Like we ain't deviated from our lanes. And med tours, we're a weed tour, period. We focus on weed. We'll take you around the city, but you gotta buy. There's weed. There's this. That's what we do. When you want hair, we deliver hair. Right? Do you do hair? No, we don't do hair. We don't have no stylists. Would you like a bundle brought to your house? That bam, and we stick with that. Right? So you got to figure out how to differentiate yourself, and you also got to focus on the need. You have to solve a problem. If you're not solving a problem, you are wasting time. I promise you that, right? You will be figured out quickly or your competition will put you to the side a lot faster because you're not really solving a problem. You just got in the game just to get in the game. We got in the game because we're solving a problem with traffic in LA, period. Hands down, traffic stinks. Nobody wants to get into it. Nobody wants to have to drive to go see if this is this and that. Lock in with us. We treat you with white glove service. That's our claim to fame. And there's avenues in everybody's city that is not being fulfilled. So this is the time where you got to do some analyzing, right? And these are things that we all know, man. What's people having a problem with, a real problem with, that they're not solving? And then you take it a step further and say, okay, so why hasn't it been solved yet? And if you don't come up with a logical reason, right, and you ask enough, okay, here's a business opportunity, right? But you got to figure it out. Trying to get low level, right? Can I get in for cheap? What are my barriers to entry, right? These are questions you have to ask yourself. What are my barriers to entry? Is it cost, right? I don't want to get into selling construction because I got to have a manufacturing facility. Shit, man, and I got $2,000. So that's probably out. But what can I do, right? Is there something I can do? Is there somebody selling something? Is there something I can lease, right, that I can flip? Because I know the $600, I got my brand, I got all that stuff. I may need to get some print materials, but I'm pretty good to go. I got my website. Well, what can I do with this other $1,400? Can I buy a hot dog cart? Shake Shack, man, don't trip. Shake Shack started in a hot dog cart. Hot dog cart, dog. So you got to figure out what the need is. I don't mind. You leave a Laker game. Anybody been to a Laker game? Leave a Laker game and walk out there and you see 100 vendors selling hot dogs after the game, because they know people are faded. People coming out of there lit, selling hot dogs, satisfying a need. That's why there's so many vendors out there, because there's probably how many, I don't know what the Staples holds, but all those people are washing out them windows, trying not to have to stop before they get home or go to the club or wherever they're going. So they rush a hot dog. And that's the famous LA hot dogs with the bacon and shit on them or whatever the case may be. So these solve a need. Just because that Latinos are doing it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Why not? You set up on the side of the road when everything closed down. What you selling? What you making? People are hungry all the time. It's about convenience. Keeping y'all 3 minutes longer, man, so I'm going to go ahead and tap out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this conversation. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube, man. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, tap in with that, man. I got some really good stuff on that YouTube, man. Some of my old stuff will definitely even help you, man. I got classic stuff. I've been at YouTube for years. But tap in with me on there. Do your search, Drug Dealers to Businessmen. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. Lolo's Larry White Jr. was on there. It was an amazing conversation. You guys will really enjoy that. But I appreciate you guys. Oh, I got a book for you guys too. I had another one, man. This is an oldie but goodie, but this is yeah, homie. I appreciate you, AD, man. Tap in with me, man. But this is an oldie but goodie, man. It's the highly effective. Let me just tell you one portion right here, right? Begin with the end in mind. Let's see, where is that? See that right there? Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. That's powerful. And I'm a real firm believer in that. Act like it's already done, right? Whenever I speak something, it's done. You know what I'm saying? It is done. Period. I speak it, it's done. Or I'm not going to speak it because I don't have that confidence to say that. But if I say it, if I put it on paper, it's a wrap, dog. That's done. And you got to have that same mentality. I'm finished already. I'm done. Yeah, good deal, AD. Yeah, it's amazing, man. Amazing book, man. I drop books all day long, but I got a book from In and Out, man. Earl's Grill was on Crenshaw. It had books out there when we did the tour, so they had this book on the story of In and Out. So I'm about to. I was trying to find that before. I don't know where it is. I think I left it on my bus. But yeah, I'll share that with you guys on the next one. But it talks about the history of it. But yeah, man, tap in with us. Make sure you guys appreciate you, CJ, man. Appreciate that, homeboy. But tap in with us. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. Leave us a review too. If you guys like the podcast, we need reviews, man. We are competing with all these other cats, the big dogs, and the more reviews we get, the better off we are. So take that time, leave a review for your boy, man, and I'll continue to drop game. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. Happy New Year. I think we won't see each other until next year. So Happy New Year. We'll tap back in on next Monday. Man, enjoy your weeks, fellas. Ladies, followers. Peace.